This next story is unbelievable, too. You're talking about a moment inside a courtroom that you rarely see. I don't know if I've ever seen it. Take a look.
The passion for that notebook is that I wish I had known Glenn Walker.
People in the gallery gasped at what the judge said. She said it after looking at pictures of Glenn Walker and reading about how he changed lives. Walker, a husband and father of two, died in 2011 in a car accident. Thursday marked the day the woman who took his life admitted it.
Guilty.
Police say Tamara Matthews was behind the wheel of an out-of-control minivan that slammed into the Walker family car on Flat Shoals Road in South Fulton County. Matthews' 16-year-old son died in the crash. Glenn Walker died, and his wife Sandra suffered a life-altering brain injury. Sandra told the judge she misses Walker terribly, but forgives Matthews.
Nobody set out to die that day, and yet people died. Nobody set out for loss that day, but we both lost. I have no anger or angst towards you.
Matthews told the Walkers she's deeply sorry. She will spend the next 36 months on probation and must complete 500 hours of community service, a sentence Sandra agreed with. She hugged Matthews before she left.
As a mother, I didn't want her not to be with her children. She already lost one.
And I sat down with Sandra Walker. Next, you're going to hear her emotional reasons for forgiving the woman who killed her husband. Sandra Walker's husband was killed in a car accident. The woman responsible was in court, a criminal court, being sentenced by the judge. And Sandra Walker did something incredible. She hugged her husband's killer. I sat down and spoke with Sandra about that moment and about her life and about her thoughts on our system of justice. We can start with the moment that everyone is talking about, the hug inside the courtroom with the woman responsible for taking the life of your husband.
I don't know, everything was over, and so I went to the solicitor that was representing the state, and I said, can I go hug her? And she kind of like, what do you want to ask her? You know, I don't know. It's like she was afraid that I was going to say something to her, and I said, I don't know, I just want to hug her. And then she asked her lawyer, and then we went over there, and I just hugged her, and I said, you need to let yourself out of the prison that you've put yourself in, because I know that she's not doing well. And then we just talked a little bit and laughed, and you know, I told her how, although it is horrible and awful, there have been amazing things that have happened from it, and so I didn't want her to just think of the horrible thing. Like, I wanted her to know that other things, good things, had come out of something bad.
From within does it come that you can have this level of forgiveness and this level of understanding, this level of wanting to help, her?
I mean, it comes from the basic idea that I've been forgiven, and so that I have to forgive, and not have to, because that makes it sound like a, you know, but like, I have been forgiven, so what you do is forgive. And when bad things happen in people's lives, then you have a choice, because bad things are going to happen to everybody at one time. Like, that's just a reality. And you have a choice at that point of what you want to do. And people would say, like, you know, to fight, you'll get justice and you'll get this. And, you know, justice has become this idea that I'm going to get revenge or retribution, or, you know, like, I'm going to get even with this person. Like, that's somehow what justice has become. And this whole time, that's not what I've wanted, you know, because she knows what she did. Like, oh, yeah. She knows every day when she wakes up and her son isn't there. And she knows every time she thinks of me or thinks of my children, you know, and she knows. She doesn't need to be reminded every day.
You have a book. You brought this book into court.
I just decided, one of the things I said in court was that there was so much that I didn't know, and that I don't know if I knew any of those details that it would matter. I suffered a brain injury that made me lose my memory from the night before. So I don't even have any memories of packing, getting in the car that day, anything. And, you know, of course you want to know answers. But so I said that while I won't ever know those answers, there's one thing that I do know about, and that's Glenn. And so I said that I brought this book, and several of his friends wrote things about kind of who he was and what they meant to him, and I of course put pictures in because I like to look at pictures of my husband. So
Your children, she has children.
yeah.
How do you explain all of this to them?
Mommy doesn't know how to forgive that well. You know, like Mommy is mad sometimes, and I feel mad, and I want to be mad, and and we're allowed to feel that way, but we're not allowed to make the other person feel bad. They already do. You know, they're handling that on their own, so what we have to do is forgive them just like Christ forgave us.
Do you think that there'll be a continued relationship?
I really think that there will be, because they have said that they want the 500 community service hours to be something that, be something that Glenn would be vested in as well. I just want her to be okay, you know, because I'm okay. And I just want her to know that I'm okay and that she can be okay. And I choose to live.
Absolutely amazing. Let me bring in Darren Kavinoky. Darren, you know, as I spoke with her, it's 2.5 years afterwards. The pain is obviously still there, but, you know, smothering that pain is the forgiveness and the compassion.
Yeah, this was such an amazing interview, and I'm just sitting here stunned watching this. And I guess stunned isn't even the right word, inspired as I watch this. I know that when people are angry, when I'm angry, when I have a resentment, I allow other people to take up space rent-free in my head. And I think there's something really powerful that we get to learn from this amazing, iconic woman who, by sharing this experience powerfully, actually just demonstrates that the seemingly worst events that happen to people in their lives can actually be the touchstone to incredible progress for herself, and then inspiring, God knows, just countless people by her being such a wonderful example. I'm just so amazed by the strength that this woman demonstrates.
You know, I first heard of the story, you know, the concerns you have are, okay, these children have lost their father, and mom is left there alone. But, you know, after speaking with her, you feel bad, but you know that these children are going to be okay. You know, these children are going to be great, as a matter of fact, that she is going to do an amazing job.
Well, how many times have we seen it play out that everybody goes through their life being essentially one of two things, either an example of what's possible or a warning about what's possible, you know, if you don't pay attention. And here what we see in full color, in full bloom, is a woman being as amazing of an example as you can be. And I'm really loath to use the word amazing. I think it's one of those words that's so overused in our society. But Sandra Walker, in this case, is absolutely amazing.
And she did two, let's use the word again, amazing things in this sentencing hearing. One is an incredible tribute to her husband, right, the victim in the case. And then after doing that and bringing him to life and making everyone feel who he was and is to her and her family, she was then able to turn and hug the woman responsible for taking that away. And to me, the way she did it so gracefully, and I know her kids are going to be all right, and we wish her and her family the best.